It's fun. Huskies in the home whites, the visitors in their road greens, and UConn wins the opening tip. It'll be Caitlin Chen running point for the Huskies. Here's Brady, strong, fighting for inside position, now steps out. Chen into Brady, and the opening points quickly for UConn.
Executed to perfection.
Mama Dembele, grad student from Spain, wears number 4, handles the ball for USF. This is Romy Levy from Israel. Dembele, she'll work off a screen. Outside, Brito throws one up that misses.
Good help there by Paige Beckers, getting a hand on the ball to contest that shot.
Here's Caitlin Chen. Shade. Now Sarah Strong from the corner, rounded out, and goes into the hands of Brady. UConn with a second chance. Chen feeds a cutting Beckers, who was cut off but found Brady. That was nice.
Yeah, it was a beautiful, unselfish pass from Beckers, but she set it up by making a nice cut without the ball, and a good find by Chen.
Victoria Blazik, 5. One of the hot outside shooters for USF. Normally something they do well. This will be Dembele, put it up, that'll be short, and the rebound goes to Shade.
There'll be a lot of long rebounds on the defensive end. South Florida shoots a lot of long range shots, as does Beckers.
And quickly, a timeout for USF. 7th to inbound the ball, and UConn putting on some front court pressure immediately to try and keep the heat on. Mama Dembele handling the ball for the Bulls. Here's Carla Brito. Dembele inside. Levy finds herself on the floor. 10 to shoot. Brito from the corner. No. Beckers with a nice box out for the rebound.
Outstanding job by Beckers in all of them. All the white jerseys had inside position and good body contact.
Beckers off the Brady screen, drives into traffic, and gets fouled, and lands on her elbow kind of hard.
Got that student section a little concerned. I like the aggressive take, though, by Beckers.
So the foul on Romy Levy, the fifth-year senior from Israel, will send Paige Beckers to the free throw stripe. Last time these two teams met was in the Bahamas back in November of 2021, and Paige was the high scorer in that game. Had 21 points on 8 of 16 shooting. And here today, she's got 5 points. This is the 34th meeting all-time between UConn and USF. Of course, at one-time conference rivals in the old Big East and in the American Athletic Complex. UConn has won them all so far.
Does that make it a rivalry?
Well, I knew you were going to question me on that, but it was the word that came to mind. Here's Brito gets the first points for USF. Carla Brito, the junior from Spain. Chen sees openings. Nice defensive retreat there by Levy. Strong now. Brady. Beckers. Slashed. Nothing there. Inside of 10 to shoot. Chen will throw it up from 3. Around and out. Good box out underneath by Laura Putu. 21 for USF. Ooh, Chen just missed the steal. Levy. No. She'll get the ball back after it's knocked out of the paint. So 20-second shot clock for USF to work with. How about the pace of this?
I'm exhausted sitting here.
5 to shoot. And the ball thrown away out of bounds as the defender and looked like tripped over.
I think she tripped over her own teammate's foot. And Jose is irate, thinking, wait, my kid just fell down. There's no foul?
I meant to say defender. I should have said offender. Offensive paralysis. 7-point UConn lead. Beckers sees space. Nice touch off the glass with a closing defender.
That was a nice clear out, and with that tight defense, it was a terrific decision by Beckers to just go to the rim.
Page has 7 of UConn's 11 so far. Ice Brady's got the other 4.
7 of 11. Those are numbers that Gino Auriemma is going to like. He wants Beckers involved offensively early. Here, she commits a foul. You see Dembele tight on her. And UConn did a nice job of clearing out to open up that lane for her. She's impossible to stop in that situation.
Got called for the foul going for the steal there, so that's the first on Page.
Yeah, not a smart foul out there.
Only if you come up with the steal. That is going to be a foul on Caitlin Chen as Dembele was taking the ball to the rim and their feet got tangled up. And call it. Well, they're going to call it.
He wants to see it. Gino's saying, I want to see it.
Was that I don't think he called a foul. Did he call a foul? Yeah, he did. He called it on Page.
Wow.
Oh, I thought that was on Chen.
I did too.
So
that's a problem. That's 2 fouls now.
Yep.
Oh, and then a quick foul against South Florida here.
Is that going to be on
Dembele?
Okay.
And that foul, that was a good call, but that will just stop the fouling. It's the problem is it's right in front of the official. She reached her hand in. Now we had the body blocked when he saw it. Like our view was blocked by the offensive player's body.
The call that he made though was a trip.
Yeah,
so,
that's true.
You know, here's Brady. Yes. Oh, Ice Brady's got it going early today. 3 for 3 from the floor for Brady.
Carries herself so much more confidently this season than last.
Even when you talk to her, you just hear a difference in a comfort level of what she's doing here.
She's healthy. She feels good. Put in a good summer of work.
That is deflected by Chen off the leg of Putu. UConn basketball.
Terrific help defense there by Chen.
So second turnover of the ball game for USF. Into the ball game, Sammy Tuisis, number 3. She had the hot hand in their last game. More on that in a minute. First Chen looking for help. Beckers tried to slash. Well defended by USF.
Yeah, the pass was telegraphed.
Dembele got it off the glass. Mama Dembele, the grad student from Spain, ends a 3-minute scoring drought for USF.
They're overplaying. The backdoor cut's going to be open.
Chen throws it up. No.
That was a tough shot against 2 players.
Brito with the rebound for USF, and the Bulls run. Dembele into the paint, throws it up, hits the side of the backboard.
They've got numbers.
Chen with the pull-up, and the points.
It took a long time for Dembele to come back into play. That was a 5-on-4.
So a 10-point UConn lead. Huskies have made 5 of their last 7 from the floor. KK Arnold waiting to check in. And we're down to less than 3.5 to go in this opening quarter. It's Puisis from just inside the 3-point arc. And Sammy Puisis, the grad transfer from Florida State. Three to go in the opening quarter here. Sarah Strong from outside, no. And Puisis with the rebound. Wasn't much to that offensive set.
Yeah, that's the hard part is your freshman's open. You want her to know she's got the green light, but maybe run a little more offense.
There's Victoria Blasick misses the 3. Beckers will get the rebound. Jenna El Alfie joins KK Arnold at the scorer's table, waiting to check in for UConn. Beckers looking for a screen. Brady sets it. She'll drive right into the paint. The stop, turn around and pop for Paige.
That will be there all day long.
9 points and perfect from the floor for Beckers. Here's Dembele. Picking up a screen from Putu. Shoots over the top of Chen. And Mama Dembele makes the outside shot. Leading scorer for USF. She's got 6 of their 10. And the pass from Chen to Beckers missed. They had, after a few minutes of getting settled in the other night at XL Center.
He was outstanding.
17 points, 11 rebounds in her UConn debut, a double-double. So El Alfie wearing number 8, the presence in the paint. Pull out from Puisis over the top of a closing El Alfie.
Puisis had 7 threes in their last game on Friday. My girl can shoot it.
Yeah, she did. So USF has closed the lead back to 4. There's the skip pass to Arnold. Tries to get it inside to Beckers. It's knocked away out of bounds off Dembele, and it'll be UConn basketball with 14 to shoot and 1:15 to go in the ball game. 6-0 run here for the Bulls over less than a minute. There's Shade. No. El Alfie will chase the rebound down. They'll call Sarah Strong for a travel. That's a UConn turnover. That's one of those for the last, well, all of last season, and again the beginning of this season, those points of emphasis that the officials are given from the Rules Committee, the pivot foot and the traveling call. So now down just 4 after being down as many as 10 in the ball game. Here's USF putting the offensive set in motion. And the hot hand Puisis has the ball. Working on Shade. There's a little push off, uncalled, and misses the shot.
Yeah, I thought Puisis pushed off there.
Strong driving and gets the bucket.
That's the shot you want Strong taking. Don't settle for a 3. Drive it to the basket.
And no hesitation at all. Here's Puisis left alone out on the perimeter, and that's going to go off KK Arnold, the USF basketball. 20-second shot clock, 25.5 to go in this opening quarter.
It's not good that Puisis was left wide open for UConn defensively. They've got to keep an eye on her. This kid can shoot the ball.
And she comes off the bench, and she's the team leader in scoring.
Well, Jose told me before the game, this is the last time she's coming off the bench. She was injured last year.
Yeah.
She'll be in the starting lineup. But, hey, what a great spark off the bench.
Dembele will get called for an offensive foul. That'll be her second. Ed Sadolski, Fatu Sissoko Stevens, and Rod Creech, our officiating crew today. Very experienced bunch on the floor. And 20 seconds to go in this opening quarter. Can UConn extend the 6-point lead with the last possession? Six, 5 to shoot. Strong from the corner for 3. No. And the rebound will go to USF, and that will be how the first quarter will. And corrected that second foul call that was on Paige Beckers. The foul was on Caitlin Chen.
Yes, which makes sense, and now Gino can probably breathe a little easier.
Yeah. There is a foul going to be called. Romy Levy went up, and...
Well, and now,
that will now be the second on
yes,
Paige.
now Paige has 2. Better than 3.
Okay. Well, yeah, that's big. So Paige with her second foul just inside the opening minutes of the second quarter. And here is Levy, picked as the American Athletic Conference preseason player of the year. She is in her second year at South Florida after spending 3 seasons at Auburn. And missed. So 0 for 2 from the free throw stripe. That'll make Jose Fernandez have a little indigestion to start this second quarter. Arnold, Beckers, El Alfie, Shade, and Strong, the 5 on the floor. Here's El Alfie, the left-hander.
That's an unstoppable move by the 6'5" center. Great use of her offhand.
So Jenna L. Alfie on the board for UConn. Here's Jeanette Arnyo, 10, handling the ball now off the bench for USF. And Levy working on Beckers, trying to draw that third foul. Airmails the shot, but the rebound goes into the hands of Ines Piper. Now here's Puisis again. Strong got a hand on the ball, and because she held the ball there, she forced the travel by Puisis.
And Sarah Strong looked at the official like, oh boy, I didn't commit a foul there, did I?
Well, you hear the whistle, that's going to be a reaction, right? Yeah.
She was relieved when she saw the official do the walk signal.
Got that hand out and had it square on the ball, and Puisis kept going. He said, wait a minute. There's a strong resistance against my forward movement. I'm sorry, it's too easy. Arnold sees space, and Levy with the emphatic block for USF.
Terrific defense there. That long, outstretched left hand of Levy. You know, she's 6'3".
Yep. Shot clock almost drained. Here's Page. Gets it off and got it to go.
Just, you know, the court awareness. Timed it perfectly.
You just sitting here thinking, oh, nope, in trouble, and gets it away in time. Here's Carla Brito, too strong. But Ines Piper will run down the rebound and get a second chance opportunity here for USF.
They're going to shoot a lot of threes, so you have to know there's going to be long rebounds. UConn has to be aware of this.
Arnyo trying to get away from KK Arnold. Puisis works off the Brito screen, and Puisis continues to be the hot hand for the visitors wearing green. That was a... Well, now they scored that good as a... three. No, they just corrected it. Okay, that's it.
Yeah, I didn't see any official signal three.
Initially went into the scoring system as a three, but they flipped that back. Here's Page, 10 to shoot. She'll let it fly, and a 3-second call on El Alfie.
She just knows how much time is on the clock. She knows what she's got to do. She's so good with the basketball, creating the space, getting that shot off right as the buzzer sounds.
So Page with 11, and subs into the ball game for USF here.
In that previous possession, El Alfie got called with a 3-second violation.
Yeah. Missed shot there by Levy. Here comes KK Arnold. Hands off to Page, who's got plenty of space. Too strong. Ines Piper, 14 with the ball for USF. Now Page is guarding Puisis. Now Arnold on the hot hand for the Bulls. Ali Zabel at the scorer's table waiting to check in for the first time in the ball game for UConn. 10 to shoot. Piper drives. Shade went straight up, but nice patience by the grad student from France to get the bucket. Ines Piper. Chen sees space and does not hesitate.
Great strong take there by Chen, and no weak side help from the Bulls.
Maybe clock watching for number 5.
Arnold getting away with some bumping in there.
I'm just thinking the screens are heavy and hard and tight. Puisis misses that one. El Alfie corrals the rebound.
And Puisis doesn't need much time to get that shot off.
Page is going to lose that one out of bounds as Pike Ponson and Morgan Shelley, the freshman from California, will both check in for UConn. Shelley wearing 23, Zabel wearing 11.
What a luxury for Gino Auriemma to actually have subs this season.
Right. 10 players available today for UConn. Still no AZ Flood, Caroline Ducharme, Ayanna Patterson, or Aubrey Griffin for the Huskies. Nice feed underneath, and it does go eventually for Laura Putu, the senior from the Democratic Republic of Congo. Alfie able to hold on to that ball, the pass a little soft, and Levy couldn't steal it away. Looking for some place to go. As Chen comes to get the ball.
Good half-court defense here by the Bulls.
And great body position by Beckers to corral the ball and drive to the glass. 5 of 6 for Paige. And she's got 13 points.
She secretly wants to be a post player.
She's playing that post forward or point forward spot again. Long three-point attempt from Levy missed. And Shelley was there for the rebound for UConn. Ice Brady back at the scorer's table to check in. Wide open side of the court for Caitlin Chen. She missed. And there's going to be a foul called on Morgan Shelley as she tried to tie the ball up there.
Talked about it off the top of the show. Jose Fernandez is an outstanding coach, and he has this team prepared to play them. He always does, and he wasn't thrilled with their game against Mount St. Mary's on Friday, and it was a good wake-up call for those kids.
There is a nice bucket from Ines Piper while we check with Chelsea on that last timeout huddle.
Yeah, Alan, Gino Auriemma wasn't necessarily happy with how stagnant UConn's offense got those last few possessions. He was yelling to his players saying, we move the ball, we move people. He was saying our defense is good, but we got to get a better flow offensively. He's hoping that he sees that to close the first half.
There's Beckers spinning in the paint and off glass and in for Paige.
And she looked at the official under the hoop and said, come on, man, I was fouled.
15. And UConn only outscoring USF in this second quarter by 2 points. Have the 8-point lead here. Paige with 15 of UConn's 29 points in the game at this point. Here is Puisis, guarded by the freshman Zabel, and guarded well.
I mean, look how hard Beckers is working to, I mean, great footwork, using her body, keeping the defender on her back. And then worked hard to get that bucket. There's just no limit to the ways in which she can score.
Well, they have needed her in this one and will need her consistently throughout the season. Wide open in the corner. Here's Shelley for 3. Morgan Shelley, the freshman from San Jose.
And that's what she's got to do. Just knock, don't do anything that you're not capable of. Just knock down open shots.
Here's Dembele, guarded by Chen. Defense collapses in. 10 to shoot. Here's Piper. Now Dembele again. Tries to drive all the way to the rim and will draw a foul call and shoot some free throws. That's Caitlin Chen with the call, her second.
The skip pass from Chen, that's so difficult for the defense to get there. Really good spacing by Shelley to be so deep in that corner. The defender just couldn't get there.
She'll sub out of the ball game as Ice Brady returns from the bench. So a good burst of action there for Shelley. And again, that foul on Caitlin Chen, her second. And so Dembele misses the first. Coming up, Nikki Latarullo and Kara Walters have all the first half highlights and analysis. The UConn women's basketball halftime show is presented by Duncan. Nikki, welcome to the UConn gang. Hear from you and Kara coming up shortly. So free throws have not been a thing of beauty for USF so far today. They're 0 for 4 from the free throw stripe. Ice Brady gets, they're going to call a travel? Okay, I thought that would be a foul call.
Well, I think she did travel, but I think it was because she was bumped.
This could be. So the turnover after a travel call. That is, UConn's 6th turnover of this first half. Oh, the screens are firm, and the fight through them is good by the Huskies as well. That one is missed by Blasig. Levy gets the rebound. She'll get fouled on the way up.
Becker's lucky that foul wasn't on her. That would have been her third.
Ice Brady gets called instead.
And the problem was Becker's lost Levy. Didn't box her out, and then Levy gets the rebound. See, that's what happens. You got to do the little things right. You box out and secure that rebound, and when you don't, this is what happens.
Boy, talk about a nightmare from the free throw strike for Jose Fernandez in his first half. That's over 6. Brito gets blocked by Strong. Chen with the pull-up, and it goes. Caitlin Chen. Timeout, U.S.
And Chen did a nice job finishing.
And a whistle down at the other end. And is this going to be on?
It's an offensive foul call. Gutsy play there by Beckers to take that charge. I mean, it's a good call. She got there.
Yep.
But it's still gutsy when you got 2 fouls with 2 minutes to play in the second quarter.
So that is the second on Romy Levy for USF. Ali Zabel goes to the bench for the Huskies. And the starting 5 are back on the floor for UConn. Inside of 2 minutes to go. Second quarter here at Gamble Pavilion. Paige Beckers.
What a pass. What a pass from Strong, huh?
In traffic and gets the bucket. I was a little in disbelief that that pass made it through. But that's why she's the #1 recruit in the country. And Ice Brady on the floor with the ball.
What defense and hustle by Ice Brady.
She's had a good first half, Brady has. All the way to the rim. Strong. And the run continues for UConn. It's now an 11-0 run. And we're down to a minute to go in this second quarter. Dembele throws it up and got it to go.
Dembele is dangerous driving the basketball.
Becker's on the run. Felt the traffic coming, hesitated, gets the bucket, and the foul.
And then she's egging on the student section, much to their delight. Just what a great read to get the defense off their feet.
And what a pass, too.
Talking to her fellow students.
Yeah.
Paige Beckers, 1 shot.
First half for Paige Beckers. 8 of 9 from the floor, 1 of 2 from 3. Missed the free throw, but that's 2 of 3 from the free throw strike. 19 points for Paige before halftime. That was a nice give and go for USF, and the bucket for Lord Putu. Chen cut off by Brito. Steps through, no call of travel. Gino kind of hollering for Chen, don't pick up your dribble.
Among other things.
So they'll get Paige out of the ball game, make sure that that third foul doesn't come in this last 30 and change seconds before halftime.
I guarantee she's mad about that free throw she missed.
Yeah.
She didn't do much wrong that first half.
That's for sure. KK Arnold is into the ball game for this final defensive set. Here's Victoria Blazic. No. And Strong gets the rebound. Here's your point forward, bringing the ball across the timeline for UConn. They'll set up with 8 seconds and counting to go in this first half. Chen is
Picks up the
stuck.
dribble again.
Strong to shape and got the corner 3 at the buzzer.
Paige is just really difficult to stop.
It's been a very physical game. You and I were just talking before we came back. Really physical at both ends of the floor.
And this reminds me of all the games when UConn was in the AAC playing USF. They're always physical.
Shea with the pull-up. No. Fight for the rebound. It's on the floor. It'll get knocked out to Blazic. And here is the hot hand in the first half for USF, Sammy Puisis. Let's check with Chelsea.
Yeah, Alan, Coach Fernandez said that, it doesn't really help that USF is 0 for 6 from the free throw line. He also said Brito's 1 for 5. Levy and Blazic are both 0 for 4. He said we've got to make shots. He also said, yes, we have 7 offensive rebounds, but we're not able to convert on them. He's hoping that they can do a better job in the second half. And then I asked him, I said, Coach, how do you slow down Paige Beckers? He looked at me and smiled and said, she's the best player in the country. And that's it.
Jose Fernandez in his 25th season leading this USF program. So that foul was on Caitlin Chen. And
She was trying to box out.
here's Lord Putu, who missed the free throw again to add the point, but the ball knocked out of bounds off UConn, and USF gets a chance here at another possession.
Not the way to start the second half for Auriemma. He's putting Arnold in the game now. Got to get Chen out with that third foul. You don't want her getting 4 in the third quarter.
Ball knocked away from Puisis, and Paige Beckers will bring the ball up the court for UConn.
Interesting that Puisis started this half. Came off the bench in the first.
She has been the hot hand for sure for the visitors wearing green and gold. Knocked away from Ice Brady, but that'll be a foul on Laura Putu.
Yeah, it's physical down there. And that's part of, Gino told Chelsea at halftime he didn't like how stagnant the team got.
Yep.
Well, that's what happens when you get bumped. You don't feel like fighting through the bumping, so you stand around. UConn has to guard against that.
So here is KK Arnold into the ball game. Chen goes to the bench. Ashlyn Shade with a nice step away, just back rim. Wouldn't go. Puisis, grad student from Mason, Ohio, wearing number 3. Has 7. Dembele has 8 in the first half for USF. Dembele wearing number 4. Here's Vlasic. Now to Dembele. Shot clock at 5. Dembele will drive over the top of Brady, who went straight up, and the rebound tip to Strong. Shade on the run.
Just great defense.
Shade between defenders all the way to the rim. That was a confident take from the sophomore. Went for the steal, missed. Vlasic gets the bucket for USF. Is this her first points of the day? I think so, yeah. She had been 0 for 4 up to that point. Beckers. Yes, that's 3.
Smart recognition by Beckers. She wasn't being guarded, so shoot it.
She's pretty good at those shots, too.
She's good at any shot.
Now Puisis tries to play a 2-person game. Rito has it knocked away. That'll be out of bounds off of Brady.
I mean, give Strong credit with the nice pass. Smart move there by Shade to just get out to the races. The strong finish. And then a lack of communication defensively and a mismatch. Smart recognition by the senior. There's no way the 6'2" Putu wants to guard her out there.
Timeout. Paige right now leading all scorers by a bunch in this ball game with 22. Just 5 to shoot here, and Strong sees the inbound pass and steals. End-to-end for the bucket for the freshman.
She anticipates so incredibly well, is so smart. Only her second college game.
Man, Sammy Puisis remains red hot for USF. No hesitation on that. A catch and release and a triple for Puisis. She's got 10. First pull into double figures. Paige saves that one. Here's Brady. Working in the paint, spin to the left hand. Ice Brady.
I love the patience there by Brady. Let her offensive teammate Shade run off, create some space, read the defense, and take what they give you.
4 for 4 from the floor for Ice Brady today. There's Piper. Now Brito. Tries to draw Brady out to the three-point line. Missed the shot. USF 4 of 10 from long range, 14 of 36 from the floor. That's just less than 39%. Oh, nice. Shade to Strong.
How about that catch? I mean, unreal pass from Shade, but unbelievable catch and finish by Strong.
5 of their last 5 for UConn. By the way, 20 assists on 24 made field goals. Check that, 14 assists on 24 made field goals for the Huskies. Dembele, and Becker's got a hand on the ball. Dembele went to the floor. UConn comes away with it. Go ahead. Shade had to pick up. You looked like you wanted to say something. There's Ashlyn Shade, left alone, drops it.
Shade is in a great rhythm right now. USF looks a little bit out of sorts defensively.
Jose Fernandez will call a timeout in response to that out of sorts.
It truly is remarkable.
So his Husky squad with a 24-point lead midway through quarter number 3 here. As a high glass shot from Ines Piper goes for USF. Breaks the 6-0 UConn run in these last couple of minutes. And you see on the Huskies having made their last 6 field goals.
It's nice to have 15 assists on 25 field goals.
Yep.
They share the ball well.
After a slow start from beyond the arc, now shooting over 40% from 3 today also. Arnold drives between defenders, wrestles the ball up to the rim and in.
That was just perseverance and strength there by KK Arnold.
So KK on the board for the first time today. Knocked away as Puig is trying to inbound. Maybe a little offensive miscommunication. UConn side to side with the ball to an open Arnold. No, short on the 3 try. And Puig will have to slow it down. Left alone, Putu was, I think, missed by Sarah Strong, judging by her facial
it's a breakdown.
expression.
Yeah, it's a breakdown defensively there by UConn. Nice recognition by Puig to find her teammate inside. But a freshman mistake by Strong is you give that up, and then trying to recover, you commit the foul. It just compounds the error.
Her first. And Putu makes only the first free throw, the first free throw make of the day for USF. They're 1 for 8 from the free throw strike. Tough stat that. There's Ashlyn Shade. Wow, just a smooth shot. No hesitation.
That's just hours and hours of work in the offseason.
Another one we talked about ice. Oh, there's Arnold with a steal. Ahead of the pack. And it went. and she crossed herself after.
She just blessed herself, right? Thank you, Lord.
That's fun. 2 quick buckets from KK. We were talking about Ice Brady earlier and the confidence she was acting with and sounding with in her interviews and so on. I see that from Ashlyn Shade as well. The conditioning, the confidence, the comfort.
And being a sophomore helps, right? You're no longer a freshman.
Strong with the rebound to Shade, pulls it in.
How about that catch?
Yeah.
The presence of mind to not step out of bounds.
Skip past the Strong, who buries the 3. The Gamble sellout is loving it. UConn another 7-0 run in less than a minute. Piper no. Second chance for the Bulls. In front of the raucous and full student section. Going to be a whistle and a foul called on UConn. Our Take It to the Rim moment brought to you by Duncan.
Great active hands. And then the layup on the other end went weirdly off of her hands. She got the lucky home bounce. Well, divine intervention as well.
So subs in for UConn. Arnold and Ice Brady go to the bench. Janet Alalfi and Morgan Shelley into the ball game, and Ashlyn Shade is off and running.
Being more aggressive defensively and less cautious. Ashlyn Shade doing a great job on the defensive end of the floor.
Now 11 points for Shade. Levy with the nice turnaround and buries the shot for the 50-year senior, Romy Levy. That's just her first made basket of the day for one of the leading producers for USF. Here's Shade. Now Jenna El-Alfi back into the ball game. Strong through the glass, and it goes.
Talk about confidence. The talented redshirt freshman Strong Tape got pushed, but her reaction is great too. She is so animated. There, that's some upper body strength. Looking at her teammates.
One free throw.
Got the best personality, that one.
First UConn player from Egypt. Remember, she enrolled in January of 23, then missed all of last season after she injured her Achilles in July of 23, playing for her national team, of which her father is the coach. A year and almost 2 on campus before she gets into the game, and her arrival much welcomed. And she's going to be a popular one with these UConn fans, I think, because of that personality as well.
Ashlyn Shade was aggravated after that play. She got hit in the back. She's trying to say, man, she came over my back. Instead, it's South Florida ball.
Paige Bueckers to the bench with 1:25 to go in the quarter. Caitlin Chen back on the floor for UConn, playing with 3 fouls. Dembele throws up the left-hander. No. Chelly with the rebound for UConn. And Chen to bring it up. And bring it up quickly. Caitlin Chen, last year's Ivy League Player of the Year, playing for Carla Berube at Princeton. Strong takes the feed from Shade. No foul. And then there'll be a foul called in the fight for the rebound. It's going to be Ines Piper who gets called for the foul, her first.
This is going to be an important time in the game for UConn. Paige Bueckers is on the bench. Gino's going to be able to work with that lineup a little bit. We talked about it in the beginning of the game. This is where he can see who he can put together, who's going to produce what, and what kind of offense they can get without Bueckers in the game.
Sarah Strong shooting free throws. KK Arnold and Cadence Samuels at the scorer's table waiting to check in. And both ends from the free throw strike for Strong. And she'll head for the bench. I thought she was. Yeah, she is. There we go. So Cadence Samuels checking into the ball game for the first time today for UConn with 1 minute to go in this third quarter, the 10th of 10 available players. And KK Arnold back in as well. UConn's lead is 32 nearing the end of this third period, the biggest of the ball game. Here's Sammy Prisis, knocked away. Ashlyn Shade on the run. And she'll get there.
And that big smile that we're used to seeing.
Fair to say yeehaw? Her nickname, a fan of country music, for those who might not know the reference there. Final 15 of this third quarter. And Arnold is going to be a little too aggressive with the bodying and get called for foul. So it'll be a 9.9 second chance here for USF at the end of this third quarter. They'll inbound from just next to Coach Jose Fernandez. And the thing he told us this morning at shoot-around he was most afraid of, those little 6- and 8-point bursts from UConn that will set the gap between his team and theirs.
That's what puts teams away.
Levy misses. El-Alfi fights for the rebound. Samuels comes up with it to Shade, and time will expire before a shot can be gotten off. Yeah. There's the line on Ashlyn Shade today. Back on the floor along with KK Arnold, Morgan Shelley, Jenna El-Alfi, and Cadence Samuels to start the fourth quarter. And have I mentioned Gamble is sold out today? Very fun, loud crowd, and they're having a good time. Here's Carla Brito driving in, ends up on the floor, and the ball goes over the top of everything. Brito today just 1 of 7 from the floor. There's a steal. Dembele will go end-to-end for USF, the graduate student from Spain.
Great anticipation there from Dembele.
She played 4 seasons at Missouri and had the Tigers' first ever triple-double since 2011 as part of her resume there. Samuels from the corner, too strong, and El Alfie gets the rebound.
That offensive rebound, UConn didn't have a lot of that last year because they were so undermanned and undersized.
Try to feed it into Shelley. That'll be a tied-up basketball. It'll stay with UConn on the alternating possession arrow. Now, here's one of those moments, right? You talked about at the end of the third, but Paige is on the bench. What's the offense going to look like? When you're getting the steals on the defensive end and the fast breaks, okay. Now when you've got to make the sets work.
Well, and what helps here is this, you get another opportunity because El Alfie got that offensive rebound.
Yep. KK Arnold will take it all the way to the rim. Miss the shot.
Really good take, too. Just couldn't get it to drop.
Dembele over the top of El Alfie. No. Shelley knocks the rebound to El Alfie. And an empty possession for USF.
I like how El Alfie gets that rebound and automatically turns and looks to outlet.
Yeah. Here is Shelley. Sets the screen for Arnold. She's going to get called for an illegal screen there. That'll be the second on the freshman, Morgan Shelley. Well, first game of this regular season in Gamble Pavilion, just some of the improvements. Look at the big boards. There's one at either end of the arena.
Enormous.
110 feet long, each of them.
So cool. And it's so much louder in here this year.
Yeah, the sound system's cranking too. If you like your basketball with bass, you've got it here. Mama Dembele with the bucket again. 2 in a row there for USF. All right, so Caitlin Chen waiting at the scorer's table to check in.
There better be a lot of movement offensively by UConn here.
El Alfie for 3. I don't know that that was the one that they were looking for. But she gets the steal. Bad pass. Just trying to see when UConn's last bucket was. It was at 30 seconds to go in the third quarter. That'll get fixed right there. Ashlyn Shade takes the pass and puts it in.
What a cut by Shade. What a pass from Shelley.
Nicely done. Vlasic takes the pass. The handoff forces her way toward the rim, but the shot well short. Arnold is able to scoop it up. Samuels. No, back iron. Shelley couldn't get free from the defender. Now there are bodies on the floor trying to tie the ball up. And that's going to be tied up.
So Ashlyn Shade over there in the corner. A nice cut. Now watch, she is going to cut and finish with the left. Really nice read. Good pass.
Used the screen from KK Arnold there well. So Shade to the bench. And Chen back into the ball game for UConn. Be a foul on Caden Samuels. And so that'll be her first. So you've got, let's see, a sophomore, 2 sophomores, 2 freshmen, and a grad transfer on the floor for UConn, though in her first year for the Huskies. Dembele does a spin around the lane, takes back the pass. Wow, physical rebound here, and Arnold comes up with it.
You like how El Alfie, though, just that her presence in that, the back of that lane, USF didn't want to take the shot.
Shelley for 3. 2 for 2 from outside today for the freshman. And that is going to be another foul. I believe it's going to be on Samuels again, yes. That's her second. KK Arnold will check out of the ball game. And Allie Zabel, the freshman, will come in.
It's going to be so critical to be able to make substitutions like this, you know, you get kids more reps and you get the older kids some rest. They didn't have that luxury the last couple of years.
And the pace that UConn has had its best successes with over the years requires players. That's going to be a travel on Alfie. Right? I mean, you got to have fresh legs to keep both the offensive pace and the defensive
Gino
energy.
likes to press and generate offense out of that defense, and they weren't able to do that the latter part of last year.
Yep.
Because a lot of times he only had 6 players.
Well, he's used all 10 available to him today. Don't have any real update on when we might see Ayanna Patterson or AZ Fudd back on the court. Aubrey Griffin obviously much farther away. As that's Levy again with the bucket. And that is just her second made field goal of the day. 4 points for Roby Levy.
Yeah, and there's no timetable for Caroline Ducharme either.
Yep. Oh, Caitlin Chen, no hesitation around the Brady screen.
Breakdown defensively by USF. Chen did a nice job of exploiting it.
8, Fatou Diakite into the ball game for USF, going up against Ice Brady. Back into the ball game for UConn. Rizzo over Chelly, no, wide left. And a foul in the paint.
Memories against the Pirates.
We will see them a couple of times this season here in our SNY coverage of UConn women's basketball. 4:45 to go. Romy Levy shooting into the UConn student section, continuing the absolute misery for the visitors at the free throw strike today. Makes 1 of 2. So that is 2 of 10 from the free throw strike today for USF. Here's Morgan Shelley. And going to be a foul called against Ice Brady, I believe.
Yep. Wow.
That'll be her third. Attempting to establish position, I guess. Fourth quarter score is actually 7 points apiece. And again, that whole thing of scoring and offense when Paige isn't on the floor.
How about that? You just saw that stat. 52 points in the paint for UConn. Got to make Gino Auriemma happy.
So that was foul called on Morgan Shelley. Sorry, Nick.
Jose Fernandez's club only able to get 24 points in the paint here this afternoon. UConn has locked it down inside the lane.
Ines Piper, 1 of 2 from the free throw strike. So subs in, it's Jeanette Arnio coming into the ball game from Finland. This internationally loaded roster for USF. Got players from 11 different countries on the roster. Shelley pulls up and too strong. But goes after the rebound. Whew. Wow.
Great hustle by everybody.
Yeah. Levy, as USF tries to set. She'll try to get around Caitlin Chen. Chen with the quick legs. And the missed shot from Levy. Rebound by Chelly. Jenna Al-Alfi back at the scorer's table to check in with 3.5 to go in the game for UConn. Here's Ali Zabel. She'll be left alone and miss the shot. Chen diving in to try and get the rebound, and again the ball on the floor. They'll call that tied up. That'll be UConn basketball.
Chen never stops moving.
She's
relentless.
Quick too. Caitlin Chen, the third on the all-time career assist list in Princeton in the program history, despite only playing 3 seasons. Because Ivies don't give you a grad transfer season, and Ivies didn't play during the COVID season. They shut it down. Here at UConn this year, and Huskies are happy to have her. Shelley gets cut off. Piper with the defense, but finds Alalfi. Big steps across the lane.
She's working hard in the lane. And that's what these minutes are for. She just needs to continue to work, get game experience and confidence.
Another rebound there for Jana.
She plays hard.
And communicates well. If you, I mean, I know it's hard to hear with the loud crowd, but we can see and hear her from that post position when UConn is on defense, calling screens and switches. And oh, they had her there. Missed, but Zabel will take it all the way with the left hand and get the bucket. Her first points of the game. Allie Zabel. From outside, here's Ines Piper. No, Alalfi with a rebound. That's going to be her 6th rebound already in this game to go with 6 points. And we're inside the final 2 minutes. Oop. There'll be a trip on the inside, inadvertent, but Arnold wound up on the floor, and Jeanette Arno will pick up the foul. Upcoming schedule for UConn. So after this one, it's on the road to Greensboro to take on number 15 North Carolina, then back home on Wednesday, November 20th for that 40th anniversary celebration for Gino and CD, and what could be a further celebration if they defeat North Carolina and Fairleigh Dickinson as well.
Yeah, not going to be easy down there against North Carolina.
They'll play 2 in the Bahamas. Oregon State, the only known of the 2. The tournament over the Thanksgiving week. And then come back home to take on Holy Cross and then conference play. Rematch of last year's conference championship game in the Big East tournament. Alalfi calls for the ball. She'll go to work. Right, back left, no. Shelley.
What a great move, just couldn't finish.
Yep. Oh, and what a great feed.
What a pass though, huh?
Yep. .86-47, minute 20 to go. Shot from the outside, missed. That was Amy Thompson from Minnesota, freshman into the ball game for USF. And UConn will put the offense in motion side to side again. This is something Gino wants to see. The ball moves side to side to side. They'll try and post up Alalfi. 10 to shoot. Chen with the cut. Draws traffic. And she will not be able to get the ball up. That'll be a travel. Well, less than a minute to go in the ball game. Nikki and Kara have a full recap of tonight's game, plus here Gino Auriemma's post-game news conference. It's the UConn Women's Basketball post-game show presented by your local New England Honda dealers. Coming up right after the game. And, of course, we'll hear from the head coach as well in just a moment or so as Thompson, the freshman, gets on the board against UConn. So USF will shoot 36% from the floor in this one. The Huskies 66%. Rebounds 35 for UConn, 25 for USF. And I think the big story of this game, Paige Beckers just asserted herself in this one at the start of the game. And she will wind up as the leading scorer in the ball game with 22 points on 9 of 10 shooting. 2 of 3 from 3 and 2 of 3 from the free throw stripe.
And it's nice that she only played 28 minutes.
Yes, it is. Violation as UConn held the ball, and it'll be to USF to inbound and finish this one up with 1.8 seconds to go. That'll do it. UConn goes to 34-0 all time against USF and advances to 2-0 on this young season. South Florida drops to 2-1 in the new campaign, and your final is 86-49. Huskies with the victory.